Nothing seems to get golfers quite as exercised as driving distance. How far a good drive in golf is deemed to be and how you measure up against your peers is a frequent and often heated topic of discussion in the golfing world, and especially on social media, where it appears almost everyone is driving the ball well in excess of 300 yards with tour-level swing speeds. But what's the reality? In this video we get to the truth based on the most comprehensive study of driver distances ever conducted by Arccos, golf's first artificial intelligence system. We take a look at what's an average drive overall, what's a good drive for your age and for your handicap, and prove once and for all that if you're not smashing your drives as far as everyone claims to be on YouTube and X, you are in fact in good and a lot of company. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're turning our golfing focus onto how far you should really hit your driver this season based on Arccos' study of 180 million drives their users have recorded since 2017. For male amateur golfers, the total average driving distance is 225 yards or 206 metres according to Arccos, while for women amateurs the average is 178.1 yards or 162.9 metres. Say to some amateur golfers that their driving distance is only average, however, and you'll get a response that borders on fury, especially on social media, where you'll be forgiven for becoming convinced that the vast majority of regular amateur golfers consistently carry their drives over 300 yards. But given the number of drives Arccos' average distances are based on, and how they are corroborated by other large studies, including the USGA's annual driver distance report that tracked amateur driving distances all the way back to 1996, you can be very confident they are accurate, and certainly more so than what you hear and read online. And if we delve deeper again into these numbers to look at the percentage of players by driving distance, we can see that only 0.1% of amateurs actually drive the ball a total distance of 300 yards or more. Any drives over 267 yards are indeed only achieved by 5% of golfers, while a player hitting over 258 yards is in the top 10%. 15.5% hit drives 250 yards or longer, while a player driving over 241 yards hits the ball longer than 75% of his peers. Almost 25% of amateurs drive the ball 200 yards or less by comparison. We've also added the average drives on the various main tours as benchmarks, and we will take a closer look at how the driving distances of the top pros have evolved over the years later in the video. But for now, please be assured that no matter what you hear, watch or read on social media, amateur golfers are not hitting the ball any further than they used to, and that if you're a male amateur driving the ball a bit over 200 yards, or 182 metres, or a woman hitting it over 160 yards, or 146 metres, you are well within the middle of the pack. These stats look at the driving distance for all men and women golfers though, and therefore only allow a limited peer-to-peer comparison. Golfers compare driving distances with each other by all sorts of different metrics, and what one golfer therefore considers to be a respectable driving distance can clearly be very different to what another player thinks is a good drive. So let's now see how your drive should measure up by the clearest indication of your golfing ability, your handicap. And again, thanks to Arccos' analysis, we can see the average total driving distance by handicap categories for men and women is as follows. Arccos, golf's first artificial intelligence system, has been collecting the data on tens of millions of drives hit by regular amateurs since 2017. And thanks to this concrete data, we can clearly see the strong correlation between driving distance and handicap. The USGA and the R&A, the game's governing bodies, have also been tracking amateur driving distances all the way back to 1996. And although not as comprehensive as Arccos', their dataset again confirms the consistent and historic link between lower handicaps and longer drives. When it comes to breaking down driving distance by handicap, however, regular amateurs frequently point out the flaws in categorising how far players hit their drives in this way. There are always exceptions, of course, and we all know that one high handicapper who outdrives everyone else once in a while. While handicap gives us valuable insight into driving distance potential, age is another crucial factor that affects how far amateurs drive the ball. Looking at the distance the average golfer hits a driver is all very well, but as it becomes more difficult to maintain distance as you get older, many golfers find it more helpful to compare themselves to peers in their age group. Thankfully, once again, modern golf tech in the shape of Arccos and ShotScope data helps to provide the answers. And here's how the average driving distance numbers by age break down for men and women from 15 years old up to 80-year-olds. These numbers give a great and unsurprising indicator of how total driving distances of regular golfers decrease over time. The positive news for both men and women amateurs, though, is that the decline in distances is gradual and only accelerates as players head over the 60-year-old age mark. It is also crucial to bear in mind at this point that the data shows skill to be twice as impactful as age when it comes to driving distance. Indeed, Arccos' data found that scratch handicapped 70 to 79-year-old golfers will hit the ball further than teenage and 20 to 29-year-old 25 handicappers. So if you find yourself wondering why your driving numbers don't match up to your peers, it's likely to be more to do with skill than anything else. What this breakdown of distances by age also again show, however, is that amateurs are not hitting the ball any further than they have done previously. Arccos' driving stats by age for men from 2017 to 2019 show a remarkably similar picture to today, so it seems clear that amateur driving distances are not going anywhere quickly. This is a trend, however, that is not being matched in the pro ranks, where modern athletes, for that is what they are now, are continuing to drive the ball further and further. The main reasons that have contributed to the ever-increasing distances the pros are hitting the ball can broadly be grouped into three categories. Number 1, equipment. Number 2, player fitness and skill levels. And 3, the condition of the courses in which they play. And so concerned are the game's governing bodies about the distances the best players in the world are now hitting the ball that they are rolling back the golf ball. In other words, changing the way golf balls are manufactured and tested from January 2028 in an attempt to reduce hitting distances. As the data for amateurs clearly shows, though, this has not been brought about because of the driving distances amateur golfers are hitting the ball. The USGA's analysis shows the highest swing speeds golfers, i.e. pros and very low handicapped amateurs, will be disproportionately affected by the golf ball rollback, but still estimates that average male amateurs will see their drives reduced by between 3 to 5 yards, while the average female amateur should expect to see a negligible difference in their driving distance of just 1 to 3 yards. So if you find yourself losing distance when the new golf ball finally gets introduced, you can blame the pros, because it's got nothing to do with how far amateurs are really hitting their driver. So that's it for this video. If you found this breakdown helpful, please do hit that like button and check out our other videos. And as ever, and most importantly, we hope you're enjoying your golf.